Welcome into the kitchen of Ebony Ivy and Thyme. I'm Leona Dooley, and I'm so glad to have you here today. We're going to do something just a bit different, and it's going to be plant-based. So, if you like those kind of meals, pull up a chair because you won't want to miss this meal. I've added avocado oil into a hot Dutch oven. Now, of course, you could use olive oil or even coconut oil, but you can make that decision as to what you want. So, once that gets not nice and hot, then we'll be ready to add the rest of the ingredients. Now, you know that onions are typically a part of most soups, and certainly we're going to add one chopped onion into the oil. We're going to saute it a bit, and then we'll be ready to move on. A good seasoning mix is always helpful, and I love my house seasoning, which includes garlic powder, onion powder, and of course, black pepper. I want a nice depth of flavor. So because of that, I'm going to go in with a little bit of smoked paprika. That's going to give that nice smokiness. And, remember, we're not adding any meat into our lasagna. And this lasagna, of course, is a soup. And so I wanted to have all the delicious flavors of a regular lasagna. Now it's time to bring in the tomato flavor. So we're going to start off with some tomato paste. And I like tomato paste out of the tube. And it's just so much more convenient than opening the little cans of tomato paste to have it right in the refrigerator ready to go. I've added in an entire can of Hunt's pasta sauce. This is one of my favorite pantry items. And definitely, it's always on my shelf because I can make so many things from this Hunt's pasta sauce. You'll love it. So once I've put that in, then I'm going to use my vegetable broth and pour it into the can instead of water and rinse out the can. Now, let me just say, it wouldn't be Italian if you did not add garlic. So we're going to add in some minced garlic. I happen to have some in the jar, but there's not a lot in there. So before it's over, all of this is going to go into our lasagna. When you're changing your recipe and you're taking meat out, then you might want to find something secret that you can put in there that's going to kick up the flavor, give the dish the texture that everyone's used to, and yet and still maintain your plant-based journey. So in this particular lasagna soup, I'm adding red lentils that I have rinsed well, and I'm going to place those into the soup. Now, I promise you, nobody will even notice. They're going to think they have meat. But these red lentils are going to cook down and they're going to give this lasagna soup its nice, meaty texture. If red lentils are just a little new to you, then you may want to play around a little bit with the amount that you use. It comes in a fairly small bag, and I used probably about a cup and a half of the red lentils out of that bag. So I still have another half a bag left that I can make another pot of, maybe even a different soup along the way. We're going to add in some coconut milk. And really, to be honest with you, we're going to add the entire can of coconut milk before it's over. But start with about half a can and let it stir Decide later whether or not you want to add more, because that's what's going to give it its creaminess. But you really don't want too much of a coconutty flavor to your lasagna. So you'll have to check that out yourself. We cannot have lasagna without lasagna noodles. And what I'm going to do is to break regular lasagna noodles into about 2-inch pieces and cook them off on the side for about half the time. And then add them into the soup where they can finish cooking. Now, what this means is that you're probably going to need to add a little bit of extra vegetable broth into the soup because these noodles are going to soak up quite a bit of that soup. I also want you to notice that I've got a little skillet over there on the side with some Italian sausage, and that's for the big guy because he likes the sausage in his lasagna, and in this case, in the lasagna soup. So he has some nice hot Italian sausage that I'm just going to put on top of his soup, and as he eats it, he'll still think he's got a nice plate of lasagna. Don't miss the fact that I have a nice bowl of fresh bread that's off to the side. We're going to get that toasted. I'm going to slice it and toast it. And in fact, I'm going to put some olive oil on it, a little bit of garlic powder, and give it a little special flavor just for tonight. Once you serve this lasagna soup, ah, even your meat eaters are going to ask for it. And they may ask for it more frequently than actually making it in a casserole. And so I think you're going to really like it because this lasagna soup comes together so much more quickly. Now, I'm going to have the recipe down in the description box so you can prepare it for your family also. I am so glad you came into the kitchen of Ebony Ivy and Thyme. And we have an absolutely wonderful lasagna soup. And it's creamy. And I like to tell you what works and what doesn't. This soup works. Give it the stars and the stripes all the way, because you're going to enjoy this soup. And the thing that you're really going to enjoy is the fact that you can put it together very quickly. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you'll prepare this lasagna soup. I'll see you soon, right here in the kitchen.